Hello, welcome to the Away Day Experience Show. This is Back on the Net, the AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
How are you, Thomas? You alright?
Yeah, good mate. Yeah, not too bad. Thank you.
For another review?
Yeah, let's do it, mate.
Okay, so if you're new to the channel, you may not have seen that we go to every single Premier League ground. We vlog it, we do fan cams, but we also do an away day review. But it's nothing about the football, it's everything but the football, isn't it?
It is everything about an away day away from the pitch, which, to be honest, this season's been quite fortunate. But yeah, we talk about all stuff away from the pitch. So shall I go through what we talk about?
Oh, go on then.
All right, so we go for the pre-match experience, everything before the game, how you get there, if you go to a pub or whatever you do beforehand. Yeah. Concourse and refreshments, so inside the stadium, what's it like? Is it roomy? What's the food like? Drink, etc., etc. Then we talk about the stadium itself and the view, and what that's like inside the stadium as an away fan. Then we go into the atmosphere in the stadium from the home fans, and what that's like, and then eventually we go to the people. We speak to a lot of people, especially when we do the vlogs. So yeah, just what the general gauge is of the opposition fans.
So we chat about each one, we score it out of 10, and then we create somehow a tier list. A tier list?
Yeah.
What's a tier list? Well, this is what it looks like right now. There we go, there's our tier list, and I can see that we've got Newcastle top, and then yeah, Liverpool, Forest, okay, going down, and West Ham are bottom, but there's 5 categories. What do these mean?
So yeah, right at the top, as you said, Newcastle's up there in banging visit, which is just the totally perfect
the away day.
Away day, decent day is exactly what it says on the tin, mate. It was a decent day, and you're happy with it. Can't complain. Probably it was what I expected, and I'm relatively happy. Then we go to meh, not the best, bit underwhelmed with the away day as a whole, and right at the bottom, which at the moment is just West Ham. What a waste of petrol. Yeah. Rubbish, rank, horrible away day. Really interested to know who we're doing next. So Tom, this week it is... Brighton.
Brighton! Oh, you know what? I love trips to the Withdean, and it's a lot of... What?
No.
They've changed ground, have they? Of course they have, we know they have. And now they're playing in Falmer. Yeah. Quite a way away from the main city centre, but it's a lovely stadium. It's got all the facilities, it's expandable if they want to expand it later, but does that have negative parts as well? Look, let's wind it back to the pre-match experience. Yeah. So, Brighton, it's annoying to get to from Bournemouth actually. It's actually really annoying to get to because it's not motorway all the way. You've got to take some A roads as well. However, that said, car, leisurely drive, it was brilliant. Travelled up with my sister, Lucy as well. Honestly, it was bliss. 2 hours or so, parked outside Jeff Haywood's house, walked to the pub from there. Absolutely fantastic. Tom, that's really good, isn't it?
Oh, you had a nice time, did you? Nice little trip.
Yeah, why?
I got the train, didn't I?
Yeah, so what? Yeah. Oh, engineering works, strikes, packed trains.
Packed train? I mean, I couldn't get my phone out of my pocket. It was so packed.
So, but hang on a second, let's break it down. You have to get from Bournemouth to Southampton, and then you change at Southampton, and then from Southampton to Brighton. So let's cover the first leg, Bournemouth to Southampton. Is that all right?
Yep, fine. No problem at all.
South Western Railway, ding. Top marks for that. Then you had to change to Southern Rail, is it?
Yeah.
Or is it
Southern Fail, I call it.
Southern. So that's a train from Southampton to Brighton, and well, I mean, you at least got a seat, didn't you?
No.
What?
I mean, I barely stood up. I think Adam, Steve's son, who I went with, he was in the luggage compartment just so he could try and sit down. I'm literally to everyone, and that didn't change. And then when you get closer and closer to the ground, it just gets worse and worse because more people get on. Speak to a few Brighton fans on there, and they said it's always like this. It's absolute hell. You can't move. There's people shouting at each other because someone shouted out, "Can you move up?" Everyone's going, "Well, if we could, we would." It was just absolutely awful. Hated it. I'm literally just like that the whole way. It was horrible.
At what point is something terrible going to happen on one of these train services? Because it could. It honestly could, by the sounds of it. It didn't sound nice at all.
There's no way. I mean, there's no way if there's health and safety or whatever that can be. I mean, literally, there's people nearly falling out the door when they open for the next stop. And yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I'm surprised people buy tickets because no one's going to come and search everyone. Yeah. It was a horrible. I mean, I've done it before. I remember it being annoying, but this was just it was just horrible, mate. I mean, we took a few drinks and stuff to have on the train. Thought it'd be quite nice. Couldn't get to my bag. I couldn't have a drink. So yeah, it was. And then when we got off, and then going to the pub we were going to, we were going to get on another tube train thing
to London Road, which is on the way to Falmer.
Yeah, which was not far at all, just jumping on it, and we went, no chance, we'll walk. We'd rather walk half hour,
really,
just to get off and stretch our legs a bit, and walk along. So we done that, mate. But yeah, it was it wasn't pleasant.
So after our leisurely drive, we sauntered to the open house. It's right next to London Road train station, and in terms of where the pub is located, it's actually all right, to be honest, because you just like hop on the train. We'll talk about that journey later on as well, and then you can get to Falmer relatively easy. But the pub was all right. Did some nice food.
Yeah.
Very hipster.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, and the weather was okay, and it was quite nice outside as well. So
lots of jumpers in there, and like cool glasses, thick rim glasses. Yeah. They're just so cool.
Yeah, there was a lot
hip.
There was a lot of hipsters in there. I felt right at home. But no, I didn't actually eat, but a few people ate, and it looked nice. A little bit frustrating when there's no telly. Do you know what I mean? So you want to watch the early game, if ideally.
When you turned up, you weren't best pleased, mate. You were not best pleased.
So I remember virtually taking all my clothes off because I was so hot, because I'd be on that bloody thing sweating. I didn't have enough room to take my top off. But yeah, the pub was okay. I thought it
some
was
Brighton
all right.
fans in there, some Bournemouth fans.
Yeah,
and look, then from there it was just a 30-second walk to the platform where we need to get on another train to go to Falmer, and that was bad as well.
Well, we couldn't get on the one that we were getting on because it didn't stop, did it? Did it stop?
Didn't stop.
No.
It just went straight through.
And you could see there's no way we're getting on this. And then we thought, well, we have to get on the next one, and just about squeezed on. We all went in different. We all kind of had a military operation of, right, you go down there, I'll go down there, we'll meet after, and you just get on there and stand like that for a few minutes, which was lovely.
So pre-match experience then, mate. At 10.
1.
Tom's given pre-match experience a 1. And look, we appreciate there are other pubs to go to. There are other ways to get there. Use their park and ride. You can even walk to Falmer if you park appropriately. But we've got to do it based on
walk from Bournemouth next time, mate. It'd be nicer. I mean, might as well even check out the beach. I mean, I was going to check out the beach before the game, but they ain't even got sand, mate.
Pebbles. Concourse and refreshments then next. Concourse, what can you remember from it?
Rammed.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it really was rammed, and it's a bit of an odd one because when I went up at half time, it was really tight. It was very difficult to get through. But I must say, on the far side, I probably should have just done with walking along the stand a little bit and going through the far door, because that wasn't so bad. But there were so many people congregating on the left-hand side, and it was really hard to get through. No chance of getting a drink for me. So in the end, I decided to sack the idea off at half-time. Did you manage to get one?
Yeah, because I went down a little bit early.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah, 38 minutes.
That's correct. I went down on 38.
Unlike you.
Yeah, got a drink and stuff, but as you say, it was pretty round down there. Not the nicest concourse in terms of that. I'm not sure what they could do about that really. Stuff seemed okay, but it did feel like they could have done with a few more, because there were people, as you say, missing out on, which is why I go down early, because that can always happen. It was okay. I think compared to most of the season, it was probably a little bit worse than most, I would say, in terms of that spatialness. So yeah, a little bit disappointing. In terms of the concourse, I suppose, mate. Refreshments were okay, standard stuff. But yeah, probably a little bit disappointed with it on the whole. Okay,
what's your score out of 10 then for concourse and refreshments?
We'll go just under average, so I'll go 4.
Tom's going for 4. Right then, onto stadium and the view. And I've got to say, from the outside, the stadium does look pretty nice. And you go in, it's like half built into the ground a little bit. But when you go in, it's very eclectic. It's a bit odd, like the way the stands are shaped, etc. But when I went in, I mean, I've been there before. Very odd, isn't it? You've got sort of 2 very big stands along the side of the pitch, but at either end, they're actually quite small, but it is conducive to a pretty good atmosphere for some games.
Yeah, not too bad. I agree with what you're saying there, and I think they were probably it's quite modern. It's quite nice. It's quite unique in that sense. But I don't mind it. It's not like my favourite stadium view, but it's not bad either. I can't remember being disappointed with the view and things like that. So yeah, I was relatively happy with it. Been there a few times and don't mind it at all, mate. Yeah,
so the stadium, I do quite like it, and I wouldn't say it's a blueprint, but it's certainly something that AFC Bournemouth should be aspiring to. Certainly, in certain aspects, it's very sustainable as well, that stadium, and one that is maybe a little bit bigger than what AFC Bournemouth would perhaps go for. Not too sure. However, I quite like it. What are you going to go for out of 10 though?
Yeah, I'm not too. Yeah, I quite like it. So I'm going to go 7.
It doesn't blow me away because it is still a bowl type stadium.
Yeah, but it's nice.
But when you've got a good stadium, mate, it's conducive to a pretty good atmosphere as well, isn't it? So it must have been. What? You said it wasn't?
Can you remember him singing?
No.
No, it was poor. If you're a Brighton fan watching, obviously we do all the games. Go look back. This is not just critical view. We've said a lot of times that the home atmosphere's underwhelmed in the majority of games.
I mean, they're playing Bournemouth.
And we do
Bournemouth.
Have to put that into consideration.
It doesn't exactly get your heart thumping, does it?
It doesn't, and just dipping into on the pitch a little bit, it wasn't the best of games, even for Brighton. But they're doing well this season. Got a new manager who's doing really well. They play some good stuff. So I was surprised it wasn't a little bit more rocking in there, especially before and start of the game, but it just felt a bit flat, mate. I was surprised.
Even at 0-0, you'd think, and it was 0-0 till the late stages of the game, you'd think that you would get the overall feeling of more tension within the fans, but you didn't really get that. It's almost just they were sat there just to take it in. It wasn't really fussed whether they win or lose. Which, that's the vibe I got.
No, we have been at a few games this season. I mean, we always revert back to it because they were probably the best, but like Leeds and teams where it's quite a tight game and they almost, you feel like they really just try and get them over the line. And even though Brighton did end up getting over the line, they never felt like that. Yeah. And even after they scored, it didn't feel... No. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised actually because I thought it would be a bit livelier in there anyway. But let us know, Brighton fans, why you think that was the case, or if that has just been the case this season. I don't know. But from this particular game, it wasn't great, mate.
All right, out of 10?
Yeah, 4.
4 for atmosphere then, says Tom. Right, next we're going to go on to the people. Look, we chat to a number of people at the open house, Brighton fans who are friendly bunch, even on the packed train between London Road and Falmer as well. I mean, we were wearing our colours and we'd had to push our way in, otherwise we'd be late for kickoff. And they were a jovial bunch, to be fair. I think most of them on the whole are actually, pretty good people.
Yeah, they seemed all right, mate. I think there's chatting to a few on the way there when they jumped on, mainly because neither of us had any choice because we were so close. But yeah, I think there is obviously they're well above us in terms of that trajectory at the moment, but there's similarities. Remember playing each other in the lower leagues. Yeah. Obviously we had Eddie Howe and they had Potter, and obviously now they've got De Zerbi, and there's kind of decent football and punching above your weight and all that stuff, and kind of a nice little story. And I think there's links there. And
there's a few links also with players, Steve Cook, Tommy Elphick.
Yeah, for sure. So I think there's a decent kind of, it's weird because I wonder if fans outside of these two clubs think, is there a little bit of a rivalry there? Because they're both like, nothing at all. I quite like Brighton. I'm pleased to see them do well. And a brief chat about De Zerbi as well, because obviously we were a little bit linked with him when we lost Parker, and he's there. They really like him there. So yeah, I was quite happy with everyone I spoke to, mate. Brighton fans didn't have any problems really.
All right then, out of 10, what are you going to go for the people?
Yeah, I'll go with 7. I thought they were a nice bunch.
Solid folk. There you go, 7 for the people. So let's bring up the tier list. There it is, and we've got Brentford in decent day. That was the last one we had. Brentford, I would say, like similar size club to Brighton, maybe a little bit smaller. Similar stadium. It's probably one of the similar stadiums, but does it compare though? Because for me, I'm taking on your pain here from the pre-match experience, and I'm thinking it's not banging. I'm not even sure it's decent day, is it?
No.
Oh, it's lower than that?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I didn't use any, but I would be gutted if I did use petrol. Actually, I wouldn't be gutted. So it's weird because it's because of the track. It was that pre-match experience was so bad. Atmosphere was really bad.
Concourse is packed.
Concourse is crap. I can't do anything but whack it with West Ham. What a waste of petrol. Hated it.
Oh my God.
I hope that's the last one we put in there because, I was hoping there wouldn't be any in there this season, but there is 2 now. I don't know which one's what. It could even be worse than West Ham. That's a debate for another day, but them 2 have been so much worse than every other game by a mile.
It certainly doesn't help having the stadium so far out the city centre, of course, which is always hard. The park and ride, I've done the park and ride before, which is okay, but yeah, it's just the location of it, and unfortunately, it's. I do like the fact they subsidise the train travel.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So they bloody should.
Between 11:30 and 9 on a match day, but even still, they should. But
I'm a bit disappointed, but I mean, West Ham as well. Wow. I don't mind West Ham and Brighton. I'm a little bit. I'm almost. I feel like I'm really disappointed in Brighton because I was quite looking forward to it, and it just kind of I think the problem is as well when the pre-match experience is so bad, it kind of filters into your whole day.
I was thinking in my head that you might put it alongside Brentford for some reason because it's a similar type of vibe. But no, when I think about it, all of the different things and when added up, it's got to be.
Yeah. The only thing.
What a waste.
Yeah, I mean the stadium, like I say, I don't mind the stadium, and the people were absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But thinking of it all in all as an away day was really disappointed with it, mate.
Absolutely brutal. Brighton fans,
sorry.
What could we do better? Walk there, parachute in, hire a private jet. I don't know. Let us know. But hopefully you're still okay with us. If you want to like this video, just press the like, please. Thumbs down us if you don't like it, but subscribe as well because look, it's not the end. At the end of the season, we will recalibrate the table, and look, it could go up because there might be some other days that were worse than both West Ham and Brighton. We think actually maybe they need to go up a bit, so there's a reason to subscribe at the end of the season. We'll do that for you. Tom, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I didn't like talking about that again, to be honest with you, mate. But listen, there's what it is. We've had some. You can see it's still slightly top heavy at the moment, which is good if you look at the whole tier list. So hopefully that'll be the last one in that bottom tier, mate. We've got plenty more to go. But it's a little bit disappointing with it. But I'm sure I'll visit there again at some point, maybe next season if we stay up, and it will hopefully be a lot better. And I kind of quite like this, thinking if we do stay up, little feedback we get from fans of that, doing them a little bit differently, and just seeing how much that changes it. And hopefully we can come back to this and go, it was all our fault, went again, and it was brilliant.
Now, Bournemouth fans love a double header because stay tuned tomorrow because you've got another one coming, and the next team is Wolves. Up the Chaz.
Up Chaz. God, I hate that game.